And welcome to the preview for the weekend's racing. Strange weekend. There's a lot of standalone provincial meetings. They're going to Bendigo, Oakbank, so there's not much of an interest there. Although the Bendigo meeting's not bad, at least they've got decent field size. Randwick's got a couple of decent races, but there's a couple of short ones there, so there's not a lot of value. In New Zealand, there is about 140,000 jackpot in the TT, the last three races at Trentham. We'll be definitely playing there. I think we've got a banker in the first leg, and in the Oaks it looks like the two favourites are miles ahead of the rest. Might be a bit like the Derby where they ran 1, 2 and streeted them. So that's probably the only action really for the day, but we'll have a closer look at it tonight and in the morning. Go to Ascot, not much of a card there. Last race, probably Hendrickus is ready to win now. Significant jockey change here. I think that's the key. It's around 6 or 7 to 1. That's probably the right price for it. So Ascot race 8, number 5, Hendrickus. We go to Bendigo, pretty reasonable card there. I mean, it's a metropolitan meeting. I've just taken it out there. It's a good idea. Race 1, Rich Jack has trialled really well. It's ready to go. Won't be any price. But it's got a good chance in this. Too short for me to consider, but for those that like betting at the pointy end. Bendigo race 1, number 11, Rich Jack. Race 2, interesting one here, Hosting. Now, they went to the Valley, dragged it back to last. He stayed on the rails. He had nowhere to go. Went to the line under a pretty decent hold. If it runs up to the 2 runs, first up and second up in its last preparation, it'll eat these. It's a pretty smart horse, this. You're going to take your life in your hands here because it's a back marker, and Chris Simons goes on it. Like him as a jockey, he's pretty strong. And I think $6.57 is its price. That's really rock bottom for me. I probably want to see it at least a couple of points longer than that, getting closer to 10 rather than sort of 7. But certainly, Bendigo race 2, number 5, Hosting. We go to Bendigo 3, number 1, Lucky Symbol. Pretty smart horse again. It's got big weight, 60.5. Tunua's going to ride it. It's trialled really well. Should be too good for these, but at $4 or $5, that's again rock bottom price, but it's a pretty smart horse. There's a lot resuming here, so the danger I think for me is number 4, Menage a Charge. It's another one coming out of a valley run where it was tailed off and come flying home out wide. Must go in. It's around 6 or 7 to 1. Bendigo race 3, 1 from 4. That's probably it for the Bendigo card. I don't really like anything else. The main race, race 7, Tigerland, Bass Strait. I've got them near the top. Tigerland's no value for me. Bass Strait's probably on an each-way basis. If it was to put its best foot forward, it'd give them something to think about. One of the imported ones that Moody's got, Ancient King, trialled all right. Might need a run, but if it was a massive price, you could include it. Eagle Farm, nothing. We go to Randwick. Yeah, it's the last 2 races are probably, or last 2 or 3 races are probably the only decent sort of races, quality-wise anyway. And I don't think there's any great value in them. I went for Eurozone down in at Flemington. I think it's much better going this way. I'm going to back up on it. I think it's going to be hard to beat. Show the World, the Kiwi horse, pretty smart horse this, but this might be a bit short for it. Probably better for the Oaks and things like that. But it's not impossible in a race like this. Criterion coming out of that Melbourne form again, go much better this way around. I think it's got a good chance. I've got 5 on top from 3, and then chances to 1, 13, 6 and 8. We see in race 8 Zoo Star coming back. Don't know how much ability this got. It could be anything, this horse. It's had the big change to Waller now. I think I'm not sure whether You know, he's trained it the same way. He gave it the 2 runs last time, and then it was a bit flat first up in the 1200. He's done the same thing. Both his trials were okay. The difference is he's got the extra 100 metres here, so, and the other big plus, of course, is there's an abundance of speed in this race with Rain Affair in there. Now it's come out of a barrier trial winning by 10 lengths. Wet grounds it's go, so we have to wait for it. But this is a high quality field. Red Tracer, Sacred Falls, listen to me, Appearance. There's a lot of form and a lot of quality horses here. It's a good race to watch. Not a race for betting for me anyway, but I think if the Raps are 70% of what they are, and true for Zoostar, it'll win this. I think the Danger's Red Tracer, it's racing really well. We go to race 9. Open books. Bad luck, it drew the bad draw. Track work ran 33. That's outstanding for a race like this. They can still win, but it's been set a bit of a task by the bad draw. Sidestep. Yeah, its trial was good enough. Ran a good split. I think if they better price about this one, McAvoy. Yeah, that's the only issue with me, but I think it's got a chance. So 5 and 1 in the last at Randwick if they better price. And we go to the Trentham meeting. Nothing in the early races catches my eye. I think race 8, nice tough race. Who's Your Master? What a tragedy beaten this was last start. He found all sorts of trouble at the back of the field and finally got a gap at about, I don't know, 150 metre. Flashed home, just missed. Gets any luck in running, it's the one to beat. Alley Oops trialled really well. It looks a chance. Natuzi, I think this suits it much better. The 1200 with the high speed on. Every time they go over a mile, it struggles. But I think this is its best go. Should be good speed here. I've got 7 on top. I think it's the one if you're interested in having a bet in New Zealand. Trentham race 8, number 7. Who's Your Master? In race 9, for me, it looks a race in 2. Miss Selby and Rock Diva, I think these two are going to fight it out. What can run third? I don't know. There's probably 6 or 7 we'd probably need to throw in, but this looks a double banker job. And we get to the last. Canyon has been working really well. It's ready to show something at a bit of a price. No Enemy. Its fitness is top order, ready for a decent run here. The barrier's an issue. That's the same problem we have with Canyon. Canyon, they're both drawn wide. Albrecht, nice soft win this was, drawn well. Have to include it. Chances to 1, 7 and 14. I think we'll probably work the last around 3, 2 and 5. I had a quick look at Shah Tin for Sunday. No jackpots at this stage. Nothing listed. I can't recall any jackpots. So it's a good day to watch from a racing spectacle point of view. It's not such a good day from a betting point of view, especially with no jackpots. We'll have a close look at the 2 quartets on the 5th and the last. If we play anything, that'll be the 2 that we'll get involved in. Good luck if you play on the weekend. I sent out an email to all the Hong Kong Sky High members. Bit of review work we did. Hopefully it'll shed a bit of light the remainder of this season and where we're heading in the next, I don't know, 4, 5, 10 years, however long we survive, or however long I survive. As long as I'm alive, I'll be there. Thanks for the emails for the guys that supportive emails. Thanks for a couple of the guys that threw in a few ideas. We don't dismiss anything out of hand. Anybody that's got any ideas, always feel free to email me. We'll discuss it here at our level, and if there's any way we can include something or we think there's some merit to what somebody's come up with. I mean, we are far from foolproof up here. We do our best at all times, but one thing we don't do is stick our head in the sand and say that we're right every single time, because that's never the case. Anybody that takes that attitude is always going to struggle. The door's always open for suggestions, and I take them all on board, and I take everything seriously. So don't be shy. Even if you think personally, oh, he's not going to be interested, send it to me anyway, guys. It's not a problem, and I'll reply anyway. We can discuss it, and like I say, if I have a chat with the boys up here, and if there's any merit at all to any of the suggestions, we're not too proud to include it, especially if it's going to improve the bottom line and we can kick a goal with it. I'm happy to give the accolades to whoever deserves them. So thanks for sticking with us, guys. I know it's been a terrible run for all of us. No one feels the pain more than me, but I'm sure we all feel it. Good luck on the weekend. Hopefully we can kick a goal and maybe turn our fortunes around. Thank you for tuning in, and good luck to everybody.